This stream has begun. Hold on, wait. I gotta close the door real quick. I forgot. Give me a second. Ugh. Okay. I've returned. Huh. Okay. No. I thank you for your offer kindly, but no. No, sir. Can you see if we're live on YouTube? Because the, like, the pop-up things that are supposed to pop up on the sides for, like, the chat and stuff didn't do that. So, and there wasn't an OBS update, so I just want to make sure that... Let me, click on it. Yeah, we are live. Okay. So I'll just leave it open on my other computer so I can see what the chat's doing, if it's doing anything. Alright, you want me to count us in? I noticed there were no show notes. What's a Metawatch? Oh, GW do it? Huh. Okay. Oh, that's okay. That's fine. I feel like that's such old news because I went to France in between that and this. Okay. Vegan? Hell no. Alright. But it's funny, we were talking about vegans today in the car with Edwin. He was like, I don't get it. And I was like, dude, I don't get it either. I was like, have you ever tried vegan ice cream? He's like, no. I was like, don't, it's terrible. Okay. Oh, no, I didn't do that. Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1, you're on. Okay, fair. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We went to Michael's. Went to Michael's because Natalie likes to get planners from there sometimes. So, like, they have teacher planners, and they didn't have any. And I was like, well, yeah, because look at the rest of the store. It's all Halloween. If you wanted your teacher planner, you're supposed to get that back in at the end of last school year. For this school year. Like, yeah, because it's just Halloween now. It's Halloween everywhere. Everything was Halloween. But hello. Bonsoir. Because it's the evening, so it's bonsoir. Dude, it took me to the end of the trip to figure that one out. I am not great with that. I mean, we had somebody on our trip with us, a friend who spoke French, so I mean, really, I didn't have to do much. Mm-hmm. Oh, KR Quintero says he only hears me. Wait a second. I have no idea why that would be. What the heck? Desktop audio. Okay. Yes, this is excellent. That's true. That's true. But why?
That's it. Nothing in between. There's only been twice when I've
Okay.
actually edited
It should
inside.
be coming through now. So why don't we count you back
Okay.
in and you can start over again? Okay.
Sure. We missed all the bonsoir talk.
We can do it again. It's fine. 3, 2,
No,
1.
we don't. We don't need to. Hey, everybody. Welcome to TFG Radio Part 2.
Part 2?
Your host,
Only
Adam.
amateurs
Part
do 2 takes.
It's part 2.
I almost said that, John. Oh my God! As you can tell, we have John tonight on the Wheels of Steel, as well as Danny.
Hey.
No Tom, because apparently Danny, John, and Tom cannot be in the same show at the same time.
Wrote it in my contract.
And as we and as we all know and hear, if you follow John in any form of media, he's back from France, from his whirlwind tour of France.
Yeah, I even managed to post on the Salty John Instagram
hitting all the major sites
that I was there. Natalie took a picture of me in front of the Warhammer store outside the Versailles. We're like, hey, we got to catch this tour for Versailles, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It's like in the shopping center that's like a couple blocks, not even a couple blocks from Versailles, like close, right? I'm like, yeah, there's a Warhammer store. Here, Natalie, take my picture in front of it. She's like, is it all the same stuff? I'm like, yeah, this is all the same stuff. Then we found another one in Paris. We were riding bikes through Paris, and we found another one. She's like, don't you want to stop at that one too and take a picture? I was like, no, I did that. I did it once. Don't you want to see if it's any different? No, they're all the same.
You could.
All the Warhammer stores are the same, sweetheart. I promise.
It's
don't you
basically
guys know
that's
who
the whole
I am?
point.
Speak to me in English. Don't you know who I am?
You should have asked. They're looking for.
You should have went in and said you were Mike Brandt. See what they did.
Oh my God.
I don't know about that. I don't know if impersonating Mike Brandt would go over well.
Yeah. On any level. So we've had I've had a couple of weeks where a few things happened. One of the things that happened literally right after our show last show was GW came out with their Metawatch. Kind of what everyone expected with Eldar, Genestealer Cult, Knights, and Custodes up top, and a whopping 11, I think it's 11 armies at below the cutoff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, this is an edition of the haves and the have-nots, if ever there was one.
Well,
for competitive
hammer to the extreme, right? I mean, this is wasn't I feel like 8th Ed Index Hammer was super unbalanced too, because you had like the stupid Storm Talon and Fire Raptor list with Gilliman, and you had the Gilliman gunline list, and you had then you had the Imperial Guard artillery list, which were ridiculous, ever with their stupid toys from Hasbro or whatever. Their Earthshaker platforms, remember? And they're like they're endless amounts of conscripts.
I remember.
Yeah, I feel like it was just as
but
bad.
I think
we didn't play as much.
No,
and as often. Yeah,
I think it was. Jesus, when's Tom come back? I think it was more of like everybody had something, because remember, Chaos had the 50 Malefic Lords, because they were only like 45 points each or whatever, and this is before the rule of 3, which is why I had all that flawless flyers. So I think in 8th edition it wasn't as pronounced, because every army had that one build, that one spam build that everyone was using.
I don't know.
Because I remember playing at Boise Cup right after 8th dropped, and that I remember all the and there was that like 7 flyer Space Marine list that won.
Yeah, and I played.
And that's how we got
Barry
boots.
Open. Right after too, like Barry Open was like what a month later, because that was when it was in the summer. Remember?
Yeah.
Like Boise Cup was
it was
end
in July
of June, and then it was like the 3rd or 4th week of July.
BAO was July.
Yeah, and there were no codexes yet for that either.
Yeah, and it was like that's how we got boots on the ground.
Yes, boots on the ground.
And then we didn't get. I don't think we got the rule of 3 until the following Adepticon.
I think so. That was because Matt Root ruined it with his Hive Tyrants.
Yes.
Because GW went and they watched Matt Root play and win with like 18 Hive Tyrants, and like, wait, but
flying Hive Tyrants.
People play this game this way, and Matt Root's like, we don't just play the game this way, we win the game this way. And they're like, okay, rule of 3.
Yeah. So, I don't think eighth was. Okay, so I don't think 8th was imbalanced in the way 10th is. Let's put it that way.
In terms of the army rules, yes. Yeah. In terms of like the core rules, 8th was not balanced.
10th is better. Yes. I've made this statement before in various forums or whatever that as long as you're not playing against those top 4, the game's actually fun. Like when I play Tom and his Space Marines, it's engaging and it's back and forth. But like when I play you and your Knights, we're done in a turn and a half.
Or me and my Eldar.
Make 2 if I go first.
My Eldar's right behind me.
I didn't play your Eldar.
Danny did.
Yeah,
Danny has a picture of the Eldar in the box over there.
Oh yeah, that was.
Because I haven't taken it back to the store yet.
That was awesome.
We'll discuss your Eldar in a little bit.
I mean, it's not good.
But yeah, so
by any stretch of the imagination, it's not good.
Yes.
Right.
And that's saying something for Eldar. I think there is, like Danny mentioned, there is a large gap between the haves and the have-nots, and so if you watch the Metawatch article, they did recognize that. Their answer right now, anyway, is the points adjustments, and there's varying opinions about that. They did mention that there will be a larger adjustment after Nova, so we'll see something in September next month.
Nova?
I don't know.
Imagine that.
I don't know if that's. They kind of mentioned that they didn't want to do a balance. They didn't want to do a balanced data state. So I don't know if it's going to be more point adjustments or if they're actually going to change any rules. So we'll have to wait and see.
I mean, I feel like they're going to be resistant to changing rules just because changing rules means changing data cards. So you spent $40 and you bought these cards, and now like half of them maybe are useless. I don't think they want to do that. I mean, they should, right? Like, points is a blunt instrument, to say the least. So if they really want to refine and really tightly balance, they do need to adjust rules. But if they're not going to do that, then like, I don't know. But I don't see them wanting to do that just because of the logistics in mind and the whole, here's your data cards, this is our new thing. Right. It's going to make 40K more accessible and more fun and faster, to be like, oh, by the way, these are actually kind of useless.
Well, they were useless before they even came out. So unless you're keeping up with the data, because the data cards are updated online, so you could always download, from the website. But yes, they were useless literally the day they came out because they already had changes from what some of the data cards said, and they put out the data card errata already, the index erratas already. But what I'm talking about is more changing the main rules, not card updates or card fixes or corrections. Like maybe adjusting towering or some of the rules that people have issues with. So instead, they seem more to want to use points as a way to balance the game. So I don't know if that's the correct move, but it seems like that's the direction they want to take, at least this early in the edition.
Towering's the problem. Everything that's towering just gets a 200 point increase. Solved, right?
yeah. Well, also as the books come out, they can fix whatever they need to fix in regards to some of the abilities and stuff. But the problem with that is some of the books aren't going to come out for a number of years.
What, years?
So
years?
Yeah.
What?
More than one. More than one is years.
I don't know about that. Years.
I don't think we'll get a 6th edition.
I thought they were going to put them all out like in a month.
You know.
No. No. Not gonna happen.
So naive.
Excuse you.
No, that's how everybody wishes it could happen.
Rude. It's rude.
I mean, we're supposed to get NIDS and Space Marines soon, TM, and we'll see how that goes.
Soon.
And that should give us a look into what the codexes are going to look like going forward, hopefully, especially the ones that are coming out fairly soon. But so we'll have to wait and see. Well, they're taking the results from across different tournaments and looking at, but a lot of them just kind of end up the same in terms of the top armies. This weekend was a little different, but you can kind of see the writing on the wall for most tournaments when you tell me that the top 2 armies fighting for the top spot are both Eldar. So.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I know we've seen a downturn in attendance of some of our events on the competitive side.
Sure.
To balance that out, really, from what I've been hearing, is in new players and the casual players who are not concerned with match play. The game's fine, and like I said, it's when I play against none of the top 4, the game's fun. The rules are fine.
Right.
But if you're going to pay money for an event and travel to the event, I mean,
yep, I get it.
You can only play against Eldar so many times before.
Correct.
So we'll see. Hopefully it'll be a lot better. Fingers crossed.
We shall see.
This weekend we had. This weekend we had the WTC World Team Championship that took place in Belgium.
The U.S. won,
locally, right? One of our local. We'll get to that. One of our local players, Stephen Corrales from XPZ, went as a coach.
Yeah, that's cool.
And one of our known players, Ben Jurek, who
he's Vegas.
Ben Jurek, who won. What event did he win?
He won SoCal Open.
He's from Vegas, but he won
SoCal Open
last year.
Yeah.
Didn't battle.
And it was Battle for LA, and he won he won Lone Star Open.
Right.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
This year. So he went, and some say he turned traitor.
No,
he helped one of the other teams out when they had one of
the U.S. He was an alternate for the U.S.
I know. So one of the players for Team Scotland ended up getting sick. So Ben did the nice thing and jumped in for Team Scotland, so he got to play.
And he played Imperial Guard, which is an army I don't think
Scotland.
I've ever seen Ben Jurek play in my life.
I'm trying to think. No, he was playing Eldar recently, and he's normally an Orc player.
Orcs,
so
yeah, so good for him.
It was fine. I mean, he was doing a solid for them. So
he has some great pictures on his social media of him in his kilt.
Yes.
He went and got a kilt and called himself Ben McJurek. It's pretty great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
He's a good guy. We all like Ben on this podcast.
They also had their war. Oh yeah. We all have. He comes to a lot of our events locally. So
he does. Yeah.
So before the WTC, they have the War Masters tournament, which is basically the singles tournament, and it was I think it was Eldar on the final table. So
shocking, I tell you.
Yeah, that kind of tells you everything you need to know. But for the team, Poland came in first. So congrats to Team Poland. The U.S. actually came in second.
Hey, podiumed.
Where did Team Russia come in?
Which is much better. I believe last year they came in.
Where's Team England? Didn't they invent this game? Where'd they end up?
How did this come about?
How
did this come about?
No, that's Canada.
Whatever.
But, yeah.
Canada also plays below,
I don't know
so
I forgot where England came in.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, everybody did except for one team.
Right. USA.
Can't remember. I think the U.S. team only had one loss, but they had a draw. Either that or 2 draws. I can't remember. And then Poland had the same schedule, but a better or same results, but I think better tournament points overall. So that's how they came in
Collusion.
first. So congrats to Team Poland, and congrats to the U.S. team for placing higher, because I can't remember I think they came in 3rd or 4th last year. So.
Do we congratulate Team Russia?
And with practically a whole new team.
Don't do that. No.
They didn't play.
Oh.
No, not as far as I know. They didn't.
Sad.
I don't know. Oh my god. So yeah. So
KR Quintero says that England basically imitated their soccer team.
Wow.
He also says the U.S. had 2 draws and Poland had 1.
Oh, then that was it. Yeah. I can't remember. I have vision issues right now, only because I had to go to the doctor. So reading is hard. Reading's hard normally for me. Now it's even harder right now. So.
Well, you're a gamer, so it's always been hard for you to read.
Yes. Well, that's comprehension. So I get the both best of both worlds. And so yeah, so congrats to Poland. From what I've heard, it was a lot of fun. If somehow you're able to go, then you could make a chance to, especially find out from your country how to best get into maybe trying out for the team. Each country has a different way of choosing who gets on the team. So
I was given a hard time by.
If you give it a try, good luck.
I was given a hard time by Neil and a couple other guys, the judges, because I was posting that I was in France, and they're like, "How are you here a week before WTC and you're not coming to Belgium,
but not here,
coming to have beers and stuff?" And I'm like, "Because I have to go home because money exists." Money's not infinite, my friend. I can't just extend my vacation for forever.
You should have just responded, well, if you had held, WTC a week earlier, then this wouldn't have been a problem.
Hold it a week earlier and in the south of France, because the south of France is the best.
the whole. Well, the WTC and War Masters starts Tuesday, so it lasts about a week and a half. It started last Tuesday.
Right.
So it actually lasts for a while, but I think you're already back by then, John. So
I was, yeah. I came home.
But yes,
the Friday before that or something, whatever. I don't know. Time is irrelevant on vacation.
Time is irrelevant. So we'll see what happens. Team events is fun for a lot of people. I personally am ambivalent towards it. I can see the appeal, but it's not for me.
No.
But I don't begrudge anybody liking the team format.
I do. It's fine. People can have their
speaking of which, ATC announced today that they're gonna have basically a team circuit, I guess, in their area, or I don't know the scope, but they just announced that they're working with a bunch of different TOs and stuff to start
aren't they in
basically a team circuit. So yes, but with the internet it can reach out to wherever, right?
Sure.
So yeah, and it's basically 5-man team events, and the winners of those events will get a free ticket to ATC.
Are there enough 5-man team events to have a team event circuit?
That's what they're hoping and what they're trying to foster.
So they're trying to be.
So they just announced it
team
today.
Tournament ITC.
Trying to be what? Basically, yeah.
Okay. Good luck, guys.
Possible. They get. I mean,
I was being sincere.
I think it would be a lot of work.
Good luck.
I don't. Sure.
I'm not being insincere.
I don't know.
I don't know why you keep thinking that.
I am moving on, John.
I'm an asshole guy. Come on. Only an asshole 95% of the time.
I think it's doable. It just would take a lot of work and a lot of coordination because of the amount of space you need, and they haven't really put out their requirements, so I don't know how many they expect to do this first year. It could only be a few because they're actually, like I said, they're giving out basically free tickets.
Yeah.
So you don't want to give out too many because then it's not going to cover the cost of their hall.
Yeah.
So.
Kara Quinn says he doesn't see
whatever
ATC
venue
working because he thinks getting 5 people together more than once is going to be hard.
Yeah, unless you have like a dedicated like team in the sense of like Art of War, where it's like you make money off this, it's your branding. Yeah. It's hard enough to. I'm just thinking for myself. It's hard enough to get a weekend away to play in an event, let alone convince 4 other people to go.
For the same one.
How often are all 4 of us in the same place at the same time? That doesn't even happen most Tuesdays anymore.
Well, it's for all those Gen Z kids who aren't getting married, aren't buying houses, aren't having kids. See, the millennials, we got married and had kids, we just couldn't buy any houses. But we had the other responsibilities that keep us from playing team events. Have fun with your team event, Zoomers.
I'm middle Gen X, so.
Yeah, I don't even know how to address that.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to make it work, so we'll see. So we'll see how it progresses. I'm actually curious to see how they make it work, because they could limit it to like maybe 5 or 6 events, especially if they're only working in their own area. Because like here in SoCal, we have a bunch of just tournaments in general, and it's getting hard to coordinate when to have events, so it doesn't take away from other tournaments.
Yep.
So I'm curious at what their scope is, and we'll see. But I mean, good luck to them. I am curious to see how it does pan out and see how they're able to make it work. So hopefully we'll get more news about that in the coming year. They have a year to work on it, so because ATC was just a couple weeks ago. So
yeah,
looking forward to that. This past weekend we had our own local tournament, Hammerhead. We did not have it at the store like normal. We had it at one of our local, well, I only know it because it was local to me when I was growing up. We had it at the Masonic Temple in Arcadia, California.
Mm-hmm.
So those that are not familiar with the Freemasons, that's basically where we had it. It seems most people enjoyed the hall because it was air conditioned, lots of space, a lot of elbow room. We provided food at the event for both days. And Danny, John, and Tom all attended. If you saw our thumbnail for this episode.
Yep.
John, what army did you bring?
I took Eldari. And
you want to bother going over your list? Or do you want me to...
Sure. No,
do you want me to repeat what was asked of me about your list?
Let's see, I'll point to it over here. It's behind me here. And in that list, I've got a Wraith Knight with 2 Wraith Cannons. And there's another Wraith Knight, but it's got a sword and shield. They both have star cannons on top. Mm-hmm. Then I have 2 Wave Serpents, each have 10 Guardians. And then I have 3... whatever the jetbike guys are called now. Wind Riders, Swift Riders, whatever. Doesn't matter. Farseer on jetbike.
Wind Riders. It's Wind Riders. They've been called that for a while, John.
Whatever, I don't care. I don't play Eldar. I literally don't play Eldar.
Obviously.
until TFG Radio bought this Eldar army and we painted it. Tommy and I painted it together. I had never touched an Elder army in my life because I'm not a dirty whore. So I had a Forest Seer on Jet Bike, a Spirit Seer, and then I had 10 Wraith Blades with the Axe and Shield. And, yeah, that was it. There wasn't a lot on the list. And Wraith Blades are great if they can get into combat.
Right.
The Sword and Board Wraith Knight is great if it can get into combat. And the Wraith Knight with the Wraith Cannons dies immediately because he's everyone's number one target, and everybody has teched to shoot Knights.
Right.
So I went 0-2, and I had been out the night before until about 2:30 in the morning. And I was like, well, I lost my first 2 games, and I was not planning on playing this tournament in the first place. So I'm going to go ahead and drop, and I will just help you shuttle terrain and stuff back and forth to the store, like was the original plan.
Yeah. I already told John, but I was asked if John had planned to take a shitty Eldar list or not.
Yeah, I got to get the percentages down.
And then...
so that they stay good, so that I can try to play later in the edition with Eldar being good. That's I'm like, a genius.
Right. So basically, John is just, John's long-term goal is to bring that Eldar win percentage down. So
for sure.
Good job, John. It's not the fact that those are the only models we have, basically.
I mean, we have others. They're just not painted. Like
Tom was there.
Shadow Spectres aren't bad.
Right, but I mean, in terms of the painted stuff, that was available.
The Shadow Spectres are primed.
Yeah, but they weren't painted.
I painted 20 Guardians for this to play, and a Force Seer on Jet Bike.
Then you could.
I could have added other things that were good. I chose not to because I don't know what I'm doing.
So it was a conscious choice.
It was a conscious choice.
There we go. There's also that.
Not knowing what I'm doing.
There's a reason why we're not a competitive podcast.
True.
Danny, what did you bring?
I unfortunately brought World Eaters.
Why though?
Because I put a poll up for our patrons, and the clear winner was playing Angron with a bunch of 8-bound, and so that's why I brought. It was Angron, Invocatus, 2x6 Exalted 8-bound, a full 6 regular 8-bound, and then 2 Knight Brigands and a unit of Corn Dogs. And that was my army.
Brigands!
Nice.
I had originally wanted to play Chaos Knights, but I could not get my hands on Brigands. So...
yeah. It was an experience. I'll put it that way. I'm just gonna go. This is what I mean of the haves versus the have-nots. Because man, World Eaters. Like every time I'd play and I'd set up my army, my opponent would ask me, "Where's the rest?" And I'd be like, "No, this is literally it." They're like,
"Yeah,
why?" And when you compare a 60-point Exalted 8-bound to, actually, let me see precisely how much a freaking Custode is. So keep in mind that let's just do a regular Custodian Guard, right? So 4 Custodian Guards is 180 points.
Mm-hmm.
A 3 Exalted 8-bounds is 180 points. Okay. So, same price. You get 1 more Custodian Guard. Let's see. 8-bound are a little faster. That's cool. Same toughness. That's fine. The Custodes have a 2+ save, not a 3+ save. Both have 3 wounds. Right. Leadership's the same. OC's the same. But Custodes have a 4+ invulnerable save.
Right.
Exalted have a 5+. And a 6+ feel no pain. The Custodian Guard have ranged weapons that are pretty good. They have their melee weapons are not much weaker. They're actually about the same and almost the same amount of attacks as the Exalted. So in general, Exalted 8-bound are priced way more than a Custode for generally a shittier stat line and less output. and nobody wears many cool abilities. So it was real painful. It was real painful. I got to play round 1. I got to play Jason McKenzie, which was the last time I played. It was World Eaters versus Tau. And he had a Tauenar, and that game basically turned, it was a question of, there was a skill check, because I'm thinking Baldur's Gate. He had a very relatively simple skill check that he had to pass at the beginning of the game of, do you deploy really badly and let me first turn charge your Tauenar? And he passed. And I did get first turn. I actually got into combat with it, actually did some damage, but nowhere near enough. And then, he just proceeded to blow me out of the freaking water. It was I couldn't do anything to that Tauenar, and Angron's the first thing he kills. Then he just starts picking up all of my 8-bound everywhere, and it was just kind of sad. Then I played Sam from GSC. Or Sam, who had GSC. And this is my first time going against proper Gene Stealer Colts. And I just didn't have the bodies. Like, I was actually, points-wise, scoring, because I kept him pinned, for the most part, in his side. Right. So I was actually doing well on points, for the most part. But, man, he would just, every turn he'd pick up a unit and a half. And when I only have a few units that actually do anything meaningful, right, there wasn't much I could do. So... that was pretty close. So I think I only lost by 8 points, right? It was, I was pushing and scoring, but it was a real uphill battle. Then I played Christopher and his Tyranids, which was my first time playing against Tyranids. I mean, I played them a bunch, so I knew what they did. And I just got shot off the board, right? I was, munching Harrispexes and, doing what I should have, fighting, but just his output was just higher than mine, and he had more just threats. I just felt like I never had enough. If I had that list and I could have 3 brigands and maybe another unit of regular 8-bound, then maybe I think I can win a couple of these games.
Or
right, because I just have enough bodies to push.
Par level and power wise with the things it's costed, like custodes.
Right, if they were damaged 3,
the amount of points that you have to pay for them, maybe you'd be able to hack it, right? Because custodes aren't bad.
Maybe, yeah. No, custodes are really good. Custodes are really good. It's just 8-bound or not. And so that was my day 1, going 0-3. Still better record than John, because at least I played 3 games.
True story, yo.
Yeah. Same record as Tom. He went 0-3.
Right.
So round 4, I actually missed.
Play this tournament.
That's fine. That's whatever.
Fine. We'll put the asterisk next to your.
No. We don't need an asterisk. We don't need the asterisk, because then people are going to think I was doing steroids. And I was Barry Bonds. I don't need an asterisk. I'm just saying.
No, then you'd win.
I don't think steroids help you with 40K, do they?
Who knows? I don't know.
Maybe
Why not?
Adderall.
I mean, there
maybe
are performance enhancing things.
And
I was going to say some Addy.
Some Panzer chocolate from World War II.
Snorting lines of Addy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had to miss round 4 because I was defeated at dinner by some really wonderful. We're in Arcadia. If you don't know, if you're not from SoCal, Arcadia has a very, very large Chinese population. So there's amazing Chinese food.
Amazing.
And we went to an amazing
in Southern California.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So we went and got Chinese. Unfortunately, I tend to forget when I'm enjoying food is that a lot of traditional Chinese dishes made with fish oil, the Chinese fish oils use crab oil as part of the fish oil. And so I am allergic to shellfish. So that was a real bad night and a real bad morning. But I crawled myself out and rehydrated and mostly made sure things were staying where they should stay inside my body.
That's what it
drove back out, helped Adam, deliver some stuff to the store and break down what we could. No. But I did get to play round 5, and I played Sam round 5, which was he was playing Chaos, and I got tabled, but I won by 9 points.
Gotta love
because
that.
I just kept him pinned.
Great mechanic.
Well, we were playing. What is it? hammer and anvil. So he's all the way on his side, like, and he deployed way back, knowing how fast I was, and he had like 2 Mauler fiends, and it was a very shooty and like a big unit of Chosen and a big unit of Terminators, and he like stayed way too far back. And his plan was obviously to shoot me as I got forward, and he definitely just blasted the hell out of me, but I got good secondaries almost every turn. Like I was scoring secondaries pretty much every turn. He wasn't. I got way up on primary, and it just, by the time he started being able to come out and really score, it was just too late. And I ended up winning by like 8 or 9 points, just because there was no way for him to catch up, because he had like 2 turns of terrible secondaries that he could not score. And then, I mean, at one point on my turn, bottom of 4, I had like a brigand with 1 wound left, but he wasn't in the center of the board. So, and I got the secondary where like you score 5 points if you control the center of the board and there's no enemies there. So I just literally like, my dirty 1 wound brigand moves over and like scores me 5 points when like, that was literally the only thing I could do. But I still scored points. Right. So I went 1 and 4. Yay. Just mostly luck sacking my secondaries, but all my opponents were great. Like I had a really, in terms of playing people, it was a great time. It was fun. World Eaters are terrible. Like they are garbage.
Right, well, they're not on Votann level apparently. So,
I mean, because Votan's a shooty army that is like pillow fisted, so that's bad. World Eaters feel like a melee army, which is already bad. That's pretty pillow fisted outside of Angron. Like, Angron can do real work, but he's, unless your opponent deploys very badly, he is absolutely going to die, right?
Right.
And even if you get first turn, he can get first turn charges. So cool, he kills a screen. Or again, if you're playing a very not skilled opponent who puts a valuable unit on their deployment edge, Angron goes first, picks it up. Yay, that's great, but against any kind of middling player, even who know, like, man, I shouldn't put my Tawanar right on the deployment line, right? Like, with no screens, nothing to protect it, like,
Did Tom win a game?
No. So Tom brought Ultramarines and did not win a game. So the show went 1 and 9, I think.
Amazing.
Basically.
We are clearly the best.
Again,
I should have played Chaos Knights.
We are not a competitive
podcast. I could
podcast.
not get actual brigands. I was like, I'm not going to play Chaos Knights if I can't get the actual brigands. Like, I'm not going to do it. And I can't find a good 3D print source for the guns for it, because I have those Morax bodies, right? I have 3 Fourth World Morax bodies. And I remember I asked in the team Discord for the 3D printer bros on our team. I was like, hey, 3D printer bros, you guys got any good... What is it? I need the chain cannon and the melta gun, right? Or the melta cannon.
I don't know. Yeah, sure.
And they're like, Nobody answered. So I was looking around, and I can't find good STLs. So if anybody has like an Etsy store or whatever that does the 3D print nonsense, I don't know how it works. It's probably not Etsy. But Shapeways is one of the things, right?
Shapeways, yeah. You can do Etsy's too, but Etsy's more of a storefront. Right. Shapeways is just...
Anybody listening to this, if you have found a decent chain cannon and big melta-gun 3D bits for War Dogs, let me know. Because I have 3 more X's. Okay. I would love to put those on, because I'm sure as hell not going to put the Volkite disruptor thingies that I have for them, because those are trash now. So, and I'll probably get some, like, you can find plenty of Chaos, like, shoulder pad bits for War Dogs on Shapeways and Etsy. Maybe not Etsy, maybe it was Shapeways, I don't know. But you can find plenty of the shoulder pads, so.
Or Thingiverse, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that one, so, sure. I really don't do the 3D print thing very often. It's not my thing.
Right.
So, yeah. KR Quinn says Shapeways is expensive, easier to find elsewhere.
It is.
But I can't find it elsewhere, so I can't even find it on Shapeways. So, anyway, listening, your help would
someone help us out.
Very appreciated.
So we had 59 tickets sold. We started with 46 for the day. Higher than normal drop off, but I think that's indicative of the addition in a competitive sense, as like we talked about a little while ago. We had a good mix of armies. We had people from Central California, people from Arizona and Nevada show up, so it was good, and San Diego and Orange County. So we had a good showing of different people from different areas. Top three was third place was Eldar with our local player Eddie Gosshorn. Second place was Chaos Space Marines with James Carmona. And first place and the winner of the golden ticket was local, because he lives in the Ontario area, is Arthur 2, who played Chaos Space Marines.
Yeah, he's a good player. I like Arthur.
It was him and Eldar, in the top, in the final top table. Oh yeah, we also had one of our old buddies, Brandon, show up, visit us.
Yeah, Brandon King.
Yeah,
but he currently lives in the Pacific Northwest. So
yeah, I saw Brandon.
But he's from Arcadia, and his mom lives in Arcadia.
Yeah, his mom lives in Arcadia. Yeah.
Brandon was at Tacoma.
So he uses
I watched him at Tacoma playing Tyranids, and then he came down here.
Yeah.
And brought Tyranids with him down here.
Yeah, he used it as an excuse to visit his mom. So
it's a good excuse.
It's good to see him.
Yes.
But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot. It was a lot of work just getting it all together on my end and just getting the terrain and stuff there. We also had Kill Team going on at the same time, a small Kill Team event. That one seemed to go pretty well. So I think talking with the store manager and with Tom, Danny, and John about going forward, we may continue to have it at the event. Danny's really excited to use the kitchen facilities at the venue.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, they got a full restaurant style kitchen, so
I thought I told you guys. Yeah.
Well, I didn't see pics.
It's different.
It's just I could save a lot of money in cooking.
Yeah.
And I like cooking, so I would, maybe I'd probably not be able to play, but it'd be real easy to make breakfast for everybody in there.
Right.
Easy to make lunch, right? Because you got more than enough space and equipment there to pump out anything between pancakes, eggs, French toast, bacon, and then burgers, hot dogs, carne asada, all that kind of stuff, real easy. So we do it there again. I might not play and just cook. And that way we don't have to worry about ordering food and things like that. And, everyone gets a nice home cooked meal, right? Or actually really 2 as part of the event.
Well, it would be 4 because it'd be both days. Mm-hmm. Look at that. See how generous, see what a generous God we are. So we are probably going to have an event, a small event in December, just a small 2-day event right before LVO. So speaking of which, we have SoCal Open coming up. There is no event in September because people are expanding their family, so they need time to get that settled. So I get a month off. So SoCal's the next event. I'll be there judging again. I think Danny's going to be there with me, I believe.
That is the plan. I just need 1,000. I just need final confirmation, which I'll get pretty soon. Okay. But so far, that is the plan. Yeah.
All right. So we will be there. Make sure you sign up. There's a link in the description if you're watching on YouTube, or in the show notes if you're listening to us on podcast. If you want to get a ticket for SoCal Open, and just not 40K, there's AOS, Kill Team, a number of other events going on at the same time. So be sure to get your tickets. As well as LVO is coming up, and although it is a number of months away, tickets are on sale. All the Champs is sold out. If you still want to go, you can be put on the wait list by just clicking on the same button as if you were buying the ticket. It just puts you on a wait list, email list, and it's first come, first serve. There's other events going on that you may want to look at too, hobby classes, things like that. So you should have a look. It's a lot of fun. It's Vegas. It's miniatures. What more could you ask for? I mean, there's a lot more you can do. So I will be there. Danny will be there. John will be there? Question mark.
SoCal? No.
John should be there. No, not SoCal. LVO.
Oh yeah.
No, LVO.
That's still a question mark. I have to figure that out next week.
Okay.
Maybe tomorrow.
So still question mark.
Still a question mark.
All right. So maybe we'll just zoom you in for and watch a game over the monitor or something.
Sure, whatever.
Do that.
Not a big deal.
But I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll work out.
So either event, come and say hi. We're always happy to talk and see everyone. I know, like I said, that the 40K champs for LVO is sold out, but as we get closer to the event, people are always putting their stuff on sale. So I don't know if Tom is going to LVO. I think it's either SoCal or LVO. I think he has to pick one or the other. And I think he's been to all of the SoCal Open so far.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, he's pretty routinely at SoCal Open.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. You never know. I mean, most of the guys in our group, in our club, are from LA and San Diego area. So usually we all meet at SoCal. So as we get closer, we'll get more details on things like that. So the player pack should be out soon for SoCal Open. Just working out some last details, and then it'll be published. So I know everybody's always excited about that. I don't know if the terrain is going to be the same as LSO. We use the same terrain format and player place format as LSO for our event. I don't know if it's going to change much for SoCal Open, but it should be similar. So it shouldn't be too different if they change anything. So be on the lookout for that. I don't think there's anything else tonight. Tonight's kind of a light night because kind of tired after Hammer. So
sure.
I mean, I could rant about why World Eaters suck, but who's going to listen?
Yeah.
I think. Well, they're sitting at 40. I think on the Metawatch they're sitting at 41%, and the lowest, and the low. Well, remember this is GW. I don't know for sure, but I think GW gets their numbers from not everybody.
Yes. There's I know in the AOS community that the Honest Wargamer is generally pretty quick to point out the flaw in their methodology for the AOS stats, and there are other independent statistics you can look at that paint a different picture, right? So maybe something to peruse if you're interested, because there's 40K and AOS in those metrics. So. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm looking at it now. One of them now. Also, if you're interested in WTC results and just how that weekend went, you can go over and listen to Stat Check. You can listen to their channel. They've been talking about it all week because a number of them actually were on the different teams at the event. So you can give them a look and see. And then if you want to look at the data, probably of a larger pool of events, let's put it that way, you can also stat check for that too. They give a larger, a broader look at the meta right now, but a lot of it's the same. Votan's on the bottom, same 4 on top. So, and their stuff is really good, very very in depth. There's the charts and things like that. So it can be overwhelming at times, but it's very informative. But yeah, that GW has World Eaters at 41 and Votan at 35. So that's I don't know how big of a difference that is.
35. Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if you hate your dwarves, I'll buy them cheap.
Yeah.
$50, no questions asked.
No questions asked. But I think that's.
Did he stroke out?
No, I was reading the chat. That's why. I'm sorry. I got distracted reading the chat.
I just saw your head go down and then silence for an uncomfortable amount of time. So I'm like, oh my god, it finally happened.
No. If I stroke out, I'm knocking shit over.
Stroked out, died.
I'm going to make a lot of noise to make sure.
Right.
Make sure you know I'm stroking out.
Delete my hard drive.
Oh, my brother already knows that. So that's okay.
Oh, God.
We've already had that conversation.
Please burn my office to the ground.
You have to. Everyone should have a plan. We have mysterious fire. It's a special program that goes off once my death certificate is uploaded. Exactly. I suggest everybody. No, someone. KR Quinn was mentioning the interview I did with Kicker and I did on Tactical Tortoise in regards to LSO and just cheaters in general. And I mentioned an incident that's literally like 10 years ago now.
I think it's like 15.
But
I think it's like literally like almost 2 decades old.
No, it was. No, it's 2013.
Wait, what? What incident? I wasn't paying attention.
Loaded dice. And,
I am. Go listen. Blades, go. Right? I'll go. I'll make. Go to. Yes, it was Feast of Blades.
Go listen to the. Right. Yeah.
Go listen to the Tactical Tortoise.
Yeah. Proof that redemption is possible.
That's more or less what that. Well, there's. I guess I can tell a little bit of it here. There's two. It's funny because it's really just two directions that it goes, which is the opposite ends of that. One is redemption. The other one is just that the other player continued with his ways and one is still around and is actually like practically a pillar of the community. The other one is more or less gone from the competitive scene as a whole.
Yeah.
But that took like years of because this was before the COC and things like that. So, but yes. So if you have a chance, go watch that. Form your own opinions about it. I did the interview and I don't read comments. Same with Reddit. I usually don't bother.
Never read the comments
of anything, really. Not even. Yeah. So I read the comments for this show only because I get an email message about it. So.
Yeah.
Well, good thing there's only like 3 people who comment, so.
Yeah. That's fine. But I don't think there's anything else. There's no questions in the chat. I forgot once again to post in the Patreon if there's any questions. So.
Fired. You're fired. You're the worst.
I know.
Done.
I am. Depends who you ask. I am the worst. But I also can't see, so I don't. Looking at them probably wouldn't help. Wouldn't matter.
There is nothing else in the chat.
All right.
You're good.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Kerrigan. Kerrigan said I did great.
Yeah, see? Everyone's just waiting for. Everyone just wants to go play Baldur's Gate.
I know you do. That's why I'm stretching this out.
TNU says, "Hey Adam, have you built the Goof? GOUF?
The Golf. I did. Where is it at? That's what I showed off like a couple weeks ago. This is it right here.
The hell is that?
It's only a high grade. It is a Golf. It's from the MS-18.
The hell's a Gundam
series from Gundam. You know what it is. And stop sea lying me.
I have never.
I did build it. I want to buy more
in my life. I don't know what a Gundam
is. You are a rotten liar. I do have. I asked the store to give me the.
In that, I know that it's this giant robot thing. I have never seen any. They're from animes, right?
Basically, yeah. It's one of the original giant robot anime.
Yeah, I've never seen any of it.
Yes.
All I know is
it's basically as old as I am.
And it's not Warhammer.
Yes.
And you don't have to paint them yourself, so it's not real.
No, you can. The one I just showed you, those are the colors it comes in. And the plastic is colored already.
Sky blue.
But they actually have yeah, and they actually have competitions modeling competitions about it. Jacob from our team competes in it every year.
Yeah, he does some pretty great work.
Yeah. So in the world,
all this makes me think is we need to do a challenge. We need like 1,000 patrons, and then if we get that, John agrees to sit down, and we're going to make him watch and live stream, have him watch Gundam, Escaflowne, and Evangelion, and see what he does.
I don't know what any of those things are.
Get super depressed.
I don't know.
There's some of them that are like super depressing.
What does having a Nintendo shirt on have
bad.
to do with knowing Gundam? It's Nintendo 64.
Because there's actually a couple games.
No, there's not. Those don't exist.
Yeah, real. There is. Yes, they do. They're not very good. But...
Look, if it's not Chrono Trigger, I don't want to play it. I've been waiting for Chrono Trigger to be released on the Switch that my kids have sitting back there since I bought them a Switch. I want Chrono Trigger on Switch.
But to answer his question about
Super Mario RPG was the
best. My plan is to buy more of the Xeon and the Gundam suits.
But why?
And because there is
what do you do with them?
Because there's a rule set, a self-published rule set for using the 1/100 scale Gundam models to play with.
Of course, you want to play a self-published rule set for Gundams.
Well, there's no official one, so that's the only way to play one. So
why do they have these models and there's no rule set to have you blow them up?
Because it's for them. It's about the modeling competition and nothing else. No one's made a commercial set of rules. And if you want to, I'm pretty sure the licensing fee would be like astronomical.
Just do it themselves.
Or hear me out, Bandai or whoever owns the rights at this point, like just
it's Bandai.
Let us do it. We'll do it.
I'll do it.
We'll, for cheap, right?
Yeah.
Like
I'll get you a full rule set ready to publish in a month. We can do it. I don't even know anything about this Gundam stuff. It's sealed and delivered. Just consider it. Do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll
TFG
see.
Radio
We'll see if it goes up.
John will be the Tony Gilroy of Gundam. Just like, I don't know Gundam. I don't care. Delivers best rule set ever.
I mean, I'll just play test the shit out of it.
There you go.
Whatever. Who cares? I don't need to know anything about the IP to make the game play well. Like, you don't.
Which is, that's obviously the case with Games Workshop games. And they know the IP, so
okay,
what does that tell you?
But like, I gotta get
that. We don't have time for that.
We're wrapping up, so we're.
But yeah, so that's the plan. I did show. Oh yeah, I also showed off my Joy Toy Word Bearers Terminator. I'm looking for more of those too. So. I thought you were here for that.
Joy Toy.
It was the one. Yeah.
That's from the other
that
Old Town
is...
Pasadena toy shop? That's not Gemology?
I have been in there, but no, it's not. It's the 1/8 scale.
Oh yeah, those are cool-ish.
This one, I think I showed it last night.
Again, I don't understand.
You buy enough of them, they have enough.
Like I have Funko Pops,
just modeling.
but I only
nice
have
to look
Funko
at.
Pops because like I have a couple at work, and then I have like 2 Overwatch Funko Pops that my neighbor who used to work at Blizzard gave me. Like, I don't get it. I don't get.
You sit.
Tchotchkes.
You just sit and look at them. If I really wanted to, if I buy enough, I could probably play like Kill Team or something with them. Which they did at LVO last year. They used the McFarlane models.
But why?
And they played a Kill Team game.
I remember that. It was on
at LVO.
Floor. Yeah.
It's for the spectacle. Yeah. It's just the spectacle of it.
Sure. Okay. Cool. You guys are great. I love everything you guys do. It's amazing. This community's awesome. You guys have great ideas. I don't hate any of it.
Oh my god.
Can we stop the show so I can go play Baldur's Gate 3, please?
No. I think that's it. Danny, any last words other than hating everything like John just said?
No. Play games, be nice to each other, and world eaters are garbage.
Trash.
Absolutely overcosted garbage. And I'm sorry, I love them, but GW, if you're not going to change a single damn rule, there is no reason I need to pay more than 40 points a model for an Exalted 8-pound.
I think like 25 points a model.
Look for Danny's.
Are you kidding me? 40?
I would.
Those things should be like 25 points a model. They're terrible trash.
They're 60 right now, so again, I'll take 40.
Yeah, no,
you can make regular 8-pound
like 30. You should be able to take like,
but I'll take 25, 35.
You should be able to take like 70 of those models and still have Angron and like a Bloodthirster and like a couple Corn Cannons from the Demon Book, because why not? Like, seriously, they should be like 25 points a model. They don't do anything. They die before they get to combat.
Look for Danny's full rant. Look for Danny's full rant on our Patreon page.
I seriously will. I don't know if the patrons want it. You'll teach me how to upload something, and I'll record.
Just record it and give it to me, and I'll upload it to Patreon. It's not that hard.
See, there we go.
John, any last words to redeem your hatred of all things nerddom?
No. Baldur's Gate 3 is the greatest game of the year. It's game of the year. It's like one of the only RPGs I've played.
It's easily game of the year.
It's like one of the only RPGs I've ever played.
I don't know.
I was never into RPGs. I was never into WoW. I only played the first Diablo. Like, it's not my thing. Dude, this game is amazing.
I couldn't get into Path of Exile when Jeff wanted us to, but this...
Yeah, I mean, Path of Exile was not my thing.
I will say Baldur's Gate is It's a better game than Tears of the Kingdom, but Tears of the Kingdom mechanically has so many things you can do in it. I'm not sure how you actually code that and then have a Switch run it. So that would for me be the only counter argument to BG3 not being game of the year.
You know how I counter that? I can kill everybody in BG3.
That's fair. That's very, very fair.
Yeah, and there's people you can't kill in the Zelda one.
Yeah. Yeah. Or even other games like even Skyrim.
Murder Hobo is that's the thing. That's the selling point.
Murder Hobo to the max.
Yeah. Like I loved. So we talked about Chrono Trigger and Super Mario RPG. Those were great.
Yes.
Right in their time, and for their time, they were amazing. And I think that from that point to Diablo, and then from Diablo to this, I don't think I've cared about an RPG. Like that's a long time from the OG Diablo to Baldur's Gate 3. I tried them. I tried Neverwinter Nights. I tried all kinds of stuff, but like it just...
Yeah.
I even tried WoW with you for a little bit, Adam. And Pathfinder.
Yes.
But...
we tried that with Jeff, but it was... I don't know. It just seemed different. It just hit different. Yeah, usually with the RPGs, I usually check out if I have to walk too far. I'm doing more walking than actual gameplay.
Yes.
Which happened with WoW in the beginning.
Yeah. BG3, like, you walk for 2 seconds and you're like, oh man, I'm getting ambushed by tieflings. Now I'm getting killed by goblins. Yeah. Why'd this golem come alive? Like, yeah.
Yes.
I found a giant spider way too soon and it murdered me.
There you go. I already killed everybody at the creche.
Oh,
I haven't done that yet. I'm going to do that before I do the Temple of Shar or whatever.
I think with the hotfix problem, and I couldn't play my main character last night, and I started that bard. I'm at the goblin camp with the bard, and I'm like, I think I'm just going to keep going with him because I really like being able to like talk my way through stuff. And I think it was Charlatan as a background.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it's way more interesting being like a slightly immoral background. Because I think with my barbarian, I took like local hero or whatever that one was. So like I'm not like a quote unquote bad person, even though I'm a barbarian. Because the Romans would like to have a word with you and bar. But you know, I think I'm gonna speed run through the stuff I've already done with the barbarian with the bard, and then get to the Underdark, and then start to play slower with the bard on there.
Okay. Underdark gets confusing. Character is saying Doom was the best game ever.
Doom was good.
Doom was pretty good.
Doom. Yeah. I don't know. Good. I learned my partial German from Wolfenstein, original Wolfenstein.
I loved Wolfenstein too.
All I learned was my Leben. which apparently means my life.
Yeah, Wolfenstein 3D, Doom, those were all great.
I mean, for me, like my still GOAT game of all time, my favorite game of all time, and this is just purely my age and when it dropped, was Final Fantasy VII. Because that game was just...
I don't like any of those
and Final Fantasy Tactics. God, I spent a lot of time in Final Fantasy Tactics.
I played Tactics a lot, 7, and that's about it. I didn't play other Final Fantasy.
I didn't like any of the
I've played every Final Fantasy, every single one.
No.
And
that's like me playing every Fallout game.
I played every Civilization.
At this point, it's just habit.
Yeah.
Yes, as have I. Good old Civ.
Yeah. When I was playing Kingdom Hearts 3, or Kingdom Hearts for the first time, and then like you meet the first Final Fantasy character, I was like, what the hell is this?
Oh,
and
yeah.
I had to like look it up, because I was like, what is this nonsense? Why is there anime in my Donald Duck and Goofy and Mickey extravaganza?
Yeah. Final Fantasy 15 is worth playing for like 2 hours just so you can see what Japanese people think Americans are like. It's hilarious.
I've seen the memes. I know. I've seen the memes. I get it. If only I could live up to their expectation.
Oh my god. All right. Well, I think we'll call it there. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Don't forget our sponsors, Gameology Games. Just go to gameologygames.com. Check out their website. If you're looking for something, they might have it. Also, we have Hammerhead. Just hammerheadgames.net, or look up the Shark Tank, where they list all their stuff that they've gotten recently, or stuff for sale, things like that. Also, check out the Hobby Goblins at hobbygoblins.com. They do the awards for all the different FLG events. So they do props. They also do painting tips and painting. If you want to learn how to get better at the painting aspects of the hobby, which I will never do, give them a look. And I believe that is everything. Well, that's it, everybody. Good night.